In case you missed it, we've kicked off a new series called Live Thankful with a wristband challenge that works like this. Each day you begin with your wristband on the right, but if you murmur or complain, you got to take it off and put it on the left until the next morning. Now, personally, the first 2 days of this challenge were, let's just say, not good. But I've since found my stride and am on a 3-day streak. What I've found is that I'm becoming more aware of the feelings that rise up within me before I begin to complain. And something I've learned in preparing this series comes from the field of neuroscience. They say that when we complain, we literally restructure our brains in such a way as to make it more likely that under similar circumstances, we'll complain again the next time, and then even more likely the time after that. In other words, each time we murmur, we're forming a neural pathway in the brain that makes it a habitual reaction that we don't even think about. Now, the good news is that as human beings with moral agency, we can will ourselves to change these bad habits. However, such a change requires a deliberate effort and often some external cues to help us stop. But even better is the fact that we can choose to replace those bad responses with good ones. Just as we form neural pathways to complaining, we can form responses of gratitude and thanksgiving. This Sunday, in part 2 of our series, we're going to consider the many reasons that we have as Christians to be thankful, and we'll rediscover the power of worship to produce gratitude and change us from grumblers to people of praise. King David composed Psalm 69 in a season of great trial. In fact, he even says in verse 29, I am afflicted and in pain. But rather than murmur or rail against the Most High, he says in the very next verse, I will praise the name of God with a song. I will magnify him with thanksgiving. You know, it's really good to know that we can come to God with our troubles and even lament to him about our pain while still holding on to hope and giving him praise and thanksgiving.